I didn't test the mic. Oh, good, it works. I was like, I did everything else, but I was so panicky that I bought something I didn't mean to buy. Oh, hi. It's been 34 days, apparently. We're sorry.
I'm not. Life's hard.
We went on vacation. And then we recovered from vacation. We
Went
had
on
family in
vacation.
town.
Immediately had family in town. Then had a week off. Then had more family in town. Child's birthday. And then this week, you get a fucking show. So, sorry about it.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Oh, and our kid was sick. We couldn't record.
Yeah, he was sick. And then he made me sick.
But we're still here.
I'm not happy about anything right now. It's hard to be happy when you have pink eye. All right?
Especially like when you didn't like go to like public school and stuff. So like this is your first bout of like some of these childhood illnesses.
I don't know that I've ever had pink eye before.
Probably.
That's not true. I've had it at least once.
I've never had it.
Give me your eyeball.
No. I mean, I've had slight viral like with some of the colds I've had, but I've never had like pink eye like where I needed drops.
Yeah, this shit's booty, dude.
I did have to do eye drops when I was little because I poked my eye with a metal coat hanger.
Don't do that. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I remember doing it too. And I remember having to get drops. Thank you. I love it so much. And the girl that did it, I went to the girl that I always go to in Colorado. She put so much blonde in because she knows I've been liking to experiment with like temporary dyes. So when this all fades out, it's going to be so much fun to put so many other colors in there, and I'm so excited. If this fades before Halloween, I want to do like an orange, purple, green motif. Stoked. So stoked about my hair. Because it's going to be this way for a really long time. Because it's so short, and I can just keep growing it out and keep putting colors, and then it'll turn into like a balayage eventually, because all the colors will be down here, and then it'll be tips. Oh, it'll be great. Sorry. That was a lot. I'm very excited about my hair. I know, because it's been so long. People haven't even seen my new hair. It's been a... Yeah, I got new hair, guys, and it's short AF. It's been years since it was this short. I got it cut short, a little shorter for when I was pregnant, but it still wasn't this short. So, I'm very excited. I feel like I'm talking too quietly. Am I talking too quietly?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm just worried about later when we start recording. In 1 minute. Uno momento.
This movie grossed $1 billion.
We're getting another one. It made a
I think we should get another one.
It made a fuck. Oh my god.
I told you it grossed $1 billion.
It cost 110 million. This fucking.
Alright, so in the next movie, we're gonna spend $210 million, and it's gonna look just like this one. But also, we're going to spend money on a script.
For the love of God, someone should. Because they didn't this time. You could tell me AI wrote that movie, and I would absolutely believe you.
I almost made a ChatGPT joke in the description, but I didn't. I refrained.
Yeah, they'll come after you.
They can suck my digital wiener, dude. I don't give a flying fuck.
This is why we're never gonna go anywhere.
Don't make fun of my robot. Kill yourself.
You can't say that, James.
To who? To the ethereal digital beings?
In general, you
to the
can't
ghosts
say
in the
that
machine?
online. We're... Alright.
Everyone's so fucking soft.
It's just not... You can't say that! Alright. Here we go. 3, 2... There's a lot of noise, but no one was talking. I don't know what it was picking up.
It wasn't picking up the fans on the computer.
Hi, I'm America. That's James.
Yes.
This is CityWavesCinema,
Again.
and we watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and movie is in the title.
Proud of you. You can read.
Read, yes. Remember, no.
Well, it doesn't help that this movie put you to sleep twice.
3 times.
3 times.
3
a lady.
times.
Asleep 3 times.
And you want to know what? It didn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
I woke up and was like, I'd have to rewind because I thought I'd missed something, and I was like, oh, nope, I did. I watched it all, just nothing happened the entire time. So, yeah. That's my thoughts about this movie.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend the first episode like 10 minutes on the plot.
Yeah, I was like,
Because that's about all it takes.
I thought you were gonna say we were gonna spend the first episode on the plot, and I was like, there's no, I
There's
can't,
not enough content.
I can't fill 40 minutes for that.
We're gonna do 10 minutes on the plot, and then we're gonna talk about, for this episode, all the good parts of the movie. The high highs. All right?
Do I have those?
No, so you're gonna sit there and shut up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk for 30 to 40 minutes about the good parts of this movie.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come in hotter than God's revolver on the shit and the garbage that this movie also brought in tow for the second episode, okay? And we'll pinpoint things in the plot to explain why bad. But I don't want to start with bad. Our good content doesn't come when you start with bad. It comes when you let it steep, when you let it get into the weeds, and you let me vamp and rant and rage for an indeterminate amount of time.
I'm gonna have to let you, because I told James earlier today, I was like, I straight up don't know what I'm gonna fill
You've been thinking about this movie all day.
2 hours with.
You've been thinking about all the things that you could talk about, and you have not come up with one thing.
No.
Okay.
It's a very nothing burger.
Okay.
Okay.
Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've already done the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Which we enjoyed.
We did enjoy.
I think it got a B on the tier list. It was a decent movie.
It may well have got a B. I don't recall. I
can
do
look.
recall enjoying it. You go ahead and find that, all right? I'm going to speed run this plot.
You don't have to speedrun it. You can tell everybody it, like, the whole story in 2 sentences.
I mean, I could just read the Wikipedia bricks of text about the plot, but that seems like a bit much. Here's what's going on. Post the last movie, Mario and Luigi live in the Mushroom Kingdom and use the pipes to, like, go to places and help people out, okay? Now, we start because... the context is the video game Super Mario Galaxy, which was a very good Mario game that my siblings played a lot more of than I did on our Wii back in the ye olden days, pre-2012. And it looked fucking gorgeous on that old console. It played fun. It was a little janky, but what Mario game isn't a little janky, you know? And it was just so good. So that game had a good story, a decent plot for a Mario game, and when it came to making this movie, the producers and everyone else involved with it was just like, we don't need to do any of that. We just need to make it look good and cram as many references to other Nintendo properties as possible into the movie. And they were correct, because this movie netted them $1 billion against a budget of 110 million, which is crazy. Now, we open Princess Rosalina. Now, Princess Rosalina is a key factor in the video game. In this movie, she is sort of a main character, or like a plot point. What did we rate it?
I don't know.
Incredible.
I'm not convinced we've done Mario on this channel.
Go look on Spotify, find out.
I'm going to.
It'd be really embarrassing if we did this movie and not the first one.
Oopsies.
Oopsies. And in that case, we watched the first one for fun.
Yeah.
Like idiots. So Princess Rosalina lives with you. You remember the sad star from the first movie who was in like Bowser's dungeon and it was just like, we're all just waiting for impending death. That's a Luma. Lumas are stars. They can do crazy shit. Rosalina, the princess, is sort of like the adopted mom of all the Lumas, and they live on an observatory. Bowser Jr., who makes his first appearance in the video game Super Mario Sunshine, excellent video game, rocks up. Now, Bowser here, I gotta save that till the next episode. I almost did in anger. Bowser Jr. kidnaps Rosalina.
We never did Mario.
Are you fucking for real?
Nope. Like, it's not here. So it's either another lost episode or we've never done Mario.
Oh my god.
But it's not on tier list.
Oh my god.
It's not on either tier list.
Oh my god.
Oh. It's not on the channel.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to refrain from doing what I was doing. Holy shit, James.
What?
There's no way I did another fucking lost episode. I'm gonna. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
What time will tell if 'cause if I go to the YouTube channel and we
go
did
to the YouTube channel and see, please.
There's so much happening.
It's not
right
on
now.
Spotify. It's just on YouTube. I'm gonna be so upset. Okay. Bowser Jr. wants to make a universe-destroying cannon in honor of his father, Bowser, and he needs Rosalina's power to do such things. Okay, so he kidnaps Rosalina. Now Mario and Luigi rock up to a location from another Nintendo game, where they find Yoshi, and we get a little brief backstory where they ask Yoshi, like, how did you fucking get here? Because they're just meeting him for the first time. And Yoshi can only say the word Yoshi. So he says Yoshi. And we the audience, get a flashback to Yoshi's egg being in that sort of vacuous underground space in between the real world and the many Mario Galaxy worlds. Okay? Water drips on his egg. He hatches and jumps up out of a manhole cover, and he's in, you'll never guess, Brooklyn. And so he wanders around Brooklyn to a Notorious B.I.G. song, which is fucking sick. There are people who bitched about it, and they're wrong. It's sick. It's fun. It's dumb. It's sick.
It doesn't answer the question.
It doesn't answer the question for Mario or Luigi about where did Yoshi come from, but it does answer the question for us, the viewers, and I don't know if you know this, we're the only ones who matter. So, shortly thereafter, it is Princess Peach's birthday.
Mhm.
Yes, they bring Yoshi back. It's Princess Peach's birthday. Mario's bringing her an umbrella, and some comet rocks by, and there's all these.
But it's not actually her birthday.
No, it's not actually her birthday. She doesn't know when her birthday is. It's the day the Toads found her.
Yes.
This comet streaks by, and you get this cool, like, light show, star shower shit, and then a Luma, like, crash lands. And this is because one Luma got kidnapped with Rosalina, and then Rosalina used her magic-y powers to get the Luma to escape, and then was immediately recaptured, but the Luma got away. So the Luma shows up, Peach and Mario sort of nurse it back to health, and then it's like, my mama said I need to find you if we're ever in trouble, and she got kidnapped by Bowser Jr. and taken to the Space Junk Galaxy, and you need to help. And Peach is like, well, fucking yeah. So Peach and Toad bounce, and they leave a note for Mario and Luigi, and they're like, take care of the castle, boys. And Mario and Luigi are like, great, we'll do that. So they fuck off. Mario and Luigi do a little spot where they're just like helping people and doing things in the Mushroom Kingdom, and then they're exhausted because like it's hard to run a kingdom. Ha 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 ha. And in the meantime, they're also like, well, Luigi is trying to rehabilitate Bowser, and it's pseudo working. Now Bowser Jr. shows up and uses his UFO to carve Princess Peach's castle out of the ground and lift it up into space. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi get all the toads out of the castle, but remain trapped, and Bowser Jr. rocks in and starts a fight with them because he's like, I want my dad. And so they do a fight, and then they accidentally drop the the castle into the Honey Hive Galaxy. Bowser, who is in tiny form because in the last movie he was force fed a blue mushroom, which made him shrink. Context, because apparently we didn't fucking do that episode. I'm gonna find it, I swear to God. And
it's
then I'm
not
gonna
on YouTube. It's not on Spotify.
if it's in the files on the computer, then it's in the files on the computer.
Keep talking.
So I was gonna find it on the break. So Honey Hive Galaxy. Bowser like bugs Mario and like irritates him enough that Mario steps on him. And don't look for M, look for S. It'd be super.
You keep talking.
Sorry, you were doing it wrong. Or maybe the super.
Nope, we've never done it.
Jesus Christ, we did it for fun. We watched it for fun.
It was good.
I'm gonna lose my shit. I swear to God, we recorded an episode about it. Oh my God. Okay. So Bowser goads Mario into attacking him, thus unshrinking him. But Bowser is trying really hard to prove that he's a good guy now, and so he offers to stay behind to serve out the sentence that the Honey Hive Galaxy Queen implicates the Mario Brothers for. And so the Mario Brothers can leave, and they leave Bowser there. And so they fuck off to the Gateway Galaxy, which is sort of like your way to get to the other galaxies, where we reconnect with Peach, who, alongside Toad, has been chasing down a monkey who stole Toad's backpack until they get into this weird casino that doesn't obey the laws of gravity, and they fight Luis Guzman and all his ninja warriors. And Peach fights like she's in Super Smash Brothers Melee with her umbrella and beats the fuck out of everyone and everything, and it's not fair, just like fighting Peach in Super Smash Brothers Melee. And Toad is also around. And then Peach beats the shit out of Wart, who is Luis Guzman, and convinces him to reveal Rosalina's location. He does, but then he calls Bowser about Peach. In the meantime, Bowser Jr. rocks up to the Honey Hive Galaxy and picks up his dad via UFO, and they have this bonding moment, and we get a flashback sequence to Bowser, before he was an absentee father, doing a sweet, sweet puppet show for his baby son, about how they're going to build a planet and put a gun on it and destroy the universe. And it's so fun. Ha ha ha, wonderful. And thus is the inspiration for Bowser Jr. building a planet, putting a gun on it, and trying to destroy the universe.
I mean, visualize and then achieve your goals. Like,
correct.
He
now,
had it.
Mario,
Manifestation.
Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad all link up with, you'll never guess, Fox McCloud from the Fox McCloud video games.
I had to Google that.
I'm sorry, the Star Fox video games. Whereupon Fox will transport them to the Space Junk Galaxy via the R-Wing. Ha ha, super fun. And so they go and they attack Bowser Jr.'s UFO and they shoot all its guns off. And then Bowser Jr. is like, I'll blow them up with a gun. I don't have a problem with that. And Bowser's like, no, they have their mustaches, but they're my friends. And Bowser Jr. is like, all right, Dad. And he takes a baby ray and he shoots them with a baby ray. And it makes Mario and Luigi turn into baby Mario and baby Luigi. Ha ha ha, fun. And then Bowser Jr. is like, I did it. And he smashes his gun on the floor. And it shoots off into space, and it crashes into a planet along with the R-Wing, Fox, Peach, Yoshi, Toad, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. On the planet, they run into a dinosaur. Now, this is straight out of the Super Mario Galaxy video game, where they go to a planet upon which there is a dinosaur. and they accidentally wake up the dinosaur, and Yoshi tries to intimidate it. But I don't know if you know this, Yoshi is the size of Mario, and Mario is small, and this dinosaur is the size of a dinosaur, and dinosaurs are big, and the big dinosaur is not intimidated by Yoshi at all. And so they run and they fall and all this stuff, and then Yoshi oopsie accidentally uses the baby gun to turn the dinosaur into a baby dinosaur. So now you have baby Mario, baby Luigi, baby dinosaur, Toad, Yoshi. And then they oopsie accidentally shoot Mario and Luigi with the baby gun again, turning them into regular Mario and Luigi, and then it's fine. And then Peach is mad because they haven't made it to Rosalina, and Mario's like, "Don't be mad, we're gonna figure it out." And she's like, "I'll kill you with a gun." And he's like, "What if I'm mad with you?" And she's like, "I'd like that very much." And then they both kick some rocks, and then they get the R wing fixed up, and then they yada yada, and then they fly off to. No, they don't fix up the R wing. I'm sorry.
No, they fly at Rosalina's
And then
castle.
and then Rosalina does not show up because she's still a prisoner. But the Lumas hear a radio distress signal that Luigi has sent out from the broken R-wing radio, and the Lumas, the children, direct the observatory right to the fucking doorstep in a matter of like 10 minutes. So they pick everybody up in the observatory and they rocket off to go find Rosalina. In the meantime, Peach learns that Rosalina is A, her long lost older sister, B, they both have the power of God, especially when they hold hands, C, she's not a regular human, and D, Rosalina and her were made of stardust, and Rosalina had to drop baby Peach down a tube,
A warp pipe,
into the Mushroom Kingdom to protect her from some unknown invading force upon their home tiny planet. Which presumably Rosalina smoked and then made an observatory and decided to just rocket around the stars. So, Fox, Toad, and the Lumas pilot the observatory to the new planet Bowser. Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Yoshi drop onto the planet. They split up. Mario and Peach go one way to confront Bowser. Luigi and Yoshi fuck off. They'll be back later, but they have to fuck off for right now. So, Bowser's like, "I won't let them ruin your dreams, son." And then he and Mario fight on a bridge, and Mario kills him. Drops him in the lava. And Bowser Jr. is like, "Dad!" And Bowser's like, "I'm melting." And so then they go to fight Bowser Jr., and Skeletor Bowser rockets out of the lava and is like, "I'll eat you all."
Dry
You know,
bones.
like Jack Black. And no, he's not Dry Bones, because Dry Bones is a motherfucking Koopa. This is just fucked up Bowser for no reason. Oh, I almost got mad. I gotta save it. There's a whole episode I'm dedicating
He
just
has
for
a
that.
whole line about being king of the dry bones.
King of the Dry Bones, but the character Dry Bones is a Koopa. Bowser is king of the Koopas, by the way, and he's not a fucking Koopa.
This will come into play later when I say this is not my fandom, not my franchise. So carry on.
So,
King of the dry bones, my apologies.
yeah, so then a big fight occurs where Bowser Jr. and Bowser 2v2 Mario and Peach, and it doesn't look great. And then Luigi and Yoshi show up, and they help, and they do a bunch of bullshit, and they...
Because Peach has to go get Rosalina out.
Yeah, and so Peach goes to fucking get Rosalina out of the like the battery, because Rosalina's a battery. And so Mario and Luigi and Yoshi team up and they fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. And then Bowser Jr. uses his super mystical magic paintbrush to paint a dragon into existence, and then the dragon eats him. And then Mario's like, "God damn it, I feel guilt, and I'm the good guy." And so he takes a super duper mushroom, and he flies around and he hits the dragon so hard in the stomach that he rips through him, and he's flying through him, and he grabs Bowser Jr. on the way and rips Bowser Jr. out of the fucking dragon and saves him. And then the dragon, like, I don't remember, he fucking disappears or some shit. And then Peach convinces Rosalina to like effort a little bit, and they touch hands through glass and explode the Doom cannon, and then they have God power again, and then they go back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and Peach is like, "Hey guys, where's the castle?" And Mario and Luigi are like, "Oops," and Peach is like, "I'll kill you with a gun." And Rosalina's like, "No, that's okay. We're gods, remember?" And so instead of making a new castle, they make all the toads build a new castle.
And the stars.
And the Lumas. And so then it's 8-bit for a minute, and then a new castle exists, and then Fox takes Bowser and Bowser Jr. to prison, where they immediately try to escape, and then they are tormented by the same Luma that was in the dungeons of Bowser's castle and is full of dread.
My spirit animal.
And then Peach kisses Mario on the cheek, and then
He puts the flag on top.
Daisy punches a monkey, and that's the end of the movie. Now, let's talk about all the dope shit in this movie. Yes, America.
The Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
That was a great sequence. 10 out of 10 on that one.
Yes, the security system that Bowser Jr. created on the planet Bowser to keep it so that Mario and Luigi could not possibly get in and interfere in any way was merely a Mario Maker level, and they did a bad. Bowser Jr. did a bad job because they Peach and Mario smoked that shit in one try. They didn't even get hurt a little bit, and Bowser Jr. was like, "No," and it was over.
But like seeing, first of all, a very like clear reference style in the 3D animation, but then also having the 8-bit 2D animation as well was just so good. So good. 10 out of 10 on that. Like, oh, that I will see. I do have one good thing. I have one good thing that I enjoyed.
Yes.
What's something else good, James?
Dude, this movie is such a beautiful movie. It's bright. It's colorful without being overwhelming. It's now it is a little like TikTok zoomery, where it's like there's so much stimulation that it's like worse than Cocomelon. It's like your adult ADHD brain is like, this is the shit, I love this, and a child is watching it going just melting down. But anyway, it's so beautiful to watch, and it's just chock full up to the neck in references to games, and I mean just games. The whole shit's based on fucking video games.
Maybe so much so that it's drowning in it a little bit.
It is without a doubt tied its shoelaces directly to references, and those references weigh 1,000 pounds. It is 98 minutes of references, 98 minutes of tongue-in-cheek jokes and references. Since we didn't, the first movie was also like that, but there wasn't as much space for references and tongue-in-cheek jokes because they were doing a story. And so I would say that one's probably a little bit better, but just for 110 million, the animation team, the fucking lighting, the direction, all of that, they're getting just absolute rounds of applause endlessly. They deserve their flowers, they deserve their pay, they deserve their bonuses. It is phenomenal to look at. The audio team, dude, the score, incorporating dozens of songs and little snippets from old Mario games, themes from old Mario games, and incorporating them into new soundtracks and scores. Just tremendous. It's fun to listen to. Every time something you remember from your childhood playing these games comes up, you feel the nostalgia hit you in the chest and the brain, and it's just a treat. It's just a nostalgia dripped treat. Um, doing the Super Mario Galaxy game provides a lot of flexibility to do Galaxy stuff, and we didn't really get as much of it as I wanted to, but it is very reminiscent in a lot of the like galaxies and places they drop into and out of the game itself, because you never hang out in the game. You never hang out on a planet or in a different galaxy very often. You get in there, you have like one objective, maybe two, you do your level, and then you're jetting out of there. It's very Kingdom Hearts esque, only prettier and less Disney. It's not their fault. Kingdom Hearts is old.
It's also not as complicated of a plot. The game. Or the movie.
Kingdom Hearts is like a plate of spaghetti.
Yes.
All of it is great. None of it makes sense.
No. I mean,
Super Mario Galaxy is like a lasagna. All of it makes sense, and it's all delicious. But it's not. You wouldn't compare the two.
No.
It's all pasta. It's all good. It's all gravy. It's terrific. So outside of maybe a bit too much visual clutter, I said this when we were watching it, and America was like, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm putting 10 toes in the dirt, and I'm standing by it. This movie reminded me a lot of the first Wicked movie. Slightly less visually overstimulating, especially around like when they go to the Emerald City and you're like, oh, I think I might throw up and die. But it's cool. And then in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, when they get when Peach and Toad go through the wall into like the underhive of the Gateway Galaxy, and it's like just criminality, that I looked at and I was like, okay, we're doing a bit much here. But outside of that, like everywhere else, things are like spaced, and it's good. The Gateway Galaxy sequences remind me a lot of like spaceports in Star Wars movies, where there's like so much going on, but you don't really need to notice all of it. There's certain things that you need to. Whereas in Wicked in the Emerald City, it was like there's so much going on, and you need to see all of it, and all of it's the same, and all of it's different, and all of it's chaos.
I also feel like it's very reminiscent of the like Power Strip in Wreck-It Ralph, where all the other video games are like wandering around.
Very much of that same vein. And I said this when we were watching it. I was like, this is visually what I wanted out of Wicked for Good, but I was not gifted out of Wicked for Good. What I was gifted out of Wicked for Good was the last season of Game of Thrones. Visually.
In more ways than one.
In more ways
is that
than one,
comparison
but
accurate?
For me specifically, visually. So, man, everything is just. This is delightful trash. This is fondant.
I love fondant.
Fondant is pure crack cocaine sugar.
Yes.
It is so bad for you.
And it's also not for everyone.
And it's not for everybody. But for the people who like it, you're hard pressed to find a better cake decor. Now, I'm a buttercream icing guy myself.
I love fondant.
Or a cream cheese icing guy. Ooh-wee. But this is a fondant movie. If you like it, you'll love it. You have to pretend it's good. And it's easy to do. It's easy to swallow your medicine when it's the flavor of fondant. Okay?
I'm gonna
A spoonful of sugar helps the ass go down.
I'm gonna preface everything I'm gonna say in the next episode with what I'm about to say in this episode, which is, for the first time in a hot minute, I watched a fan service movie for something I was not that big of a fan of. And I turned to James this morning and I was like, "Oh, is this how other people feel when they watch Five Nights at Freddy movies?" And he was like, "Exactly." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Cuz like to me it was just I had to Google things. I didn't know what things were. So like the nostalgia references for me were not as strong as they were in the first Mario movie because I don't know many Mario games. I
Oh my god, I don't even have notes. We really didn't watch that.
I appreciated like the first game. I appreciated the first movie because I knew all those references, and now we're getting into the more expansive Mario lore, and I just don't know them all. I also don't know a lot as many Nintendo properties as I thought I did, so I was missing a lot of the references and got some of the references. So for me, it did not. The fan service didn't work as fan service for me because I'm not a fan. So I was a little bit more critical and unforgiving, I think, watching this than James was because I don't have the nostalgia bait button for this particular franchise. And that is my disclaimer for everything I'm going to say in the next episode that I'm not allowed to say yet, apparently, so I'm just quiet. Anything else you want to talk about, James?
Listen, I'm just trying to keep it separated, you know? Like this is not necessarily a movie I would watch frequently.
Again?
No, I'd watch it again.
Mm-mm.
I'd watch this movie several more times before I die. Um,
I don't watch very many movies several times.
I know, it's so annoying. It's just so it is a non-committal hour and a half of nostalgia where you don't have to think about a single thing. Turn your brain off and just feel a little good. Remember the good times you had as a kid. Remember the hard times you had as a kid playing these games. Remember the old consoles. Get excited every time a reference happens and you're like, yes, I did that. I remember. They really have tapped in, and they did it in the first movie, but they really leaned on that hard for this movie. The execution of a cameo, the execution of a reference, Illumination and Universal have figured this one out. They've got $1 billion franchise on their hands that has decades of content to scrounge from. And to be honest, and it's a veiled threat in a way. This was very good to watch. It can only get better from here. Assuming someone gives a fuck the next time they try to make one of these movies. And we know they're going to try to make one of these movies. We don't even have a Wario yet. We don't even have a Waluigi yet. There's hundreds of more things we can do from Mario games and bits and bobbles that we can lean on for more content and more content and more content.
They can even like expand and do a side universe with like a Fox McCloud movie series too now.
Yes, they can absolutely lean on the fucking Star Fox games to make another movie. And it will not do as well as this one because it's more niche, but the dedicated fans are going to go. They're going to spend their money at the theater and they're going to buy the tickets and profit. Okay? And while the cast is basically exclusively A-listers, a lot of them have like no lines, hardly anything. And people want to see this shit. I am on my hands and knees here begging, please, oh please, oh please, Universal and Illumination, don't rinse and repeat this movie. You get one fuck up. And that was this one. It is a beautiful mistake. a gorgeous, fun, dumb mistake. This is your one fuck up. You have to make a good movie next time. Please, please. This had all the potential, and it executed on like 2 of 5 categories, and it executed so well. I dedicated this whole episode to how good it was in those 2 things. I didn't even like brag on the score very much. It sounds so good. It's not overblown. They didn't bring in someone who has this really unique style. Like if they'd have brought who's the guy? If they'd have brought in John Williams, it would have sounded too much like John Williams. If they'd have brought in who's the fucking guy who did Pirates?
Hans Zimmer?
No, but him also. There's a couple of these big movie composers that if you bring them in, they have their niche that they do. And if you'd have brought any of those guys in, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have sounded as good. People would have been like, this is like if X and XO did fucking a Mario game. And we would have been like, wah. Who did the music? Brian Tyler? Never heard of this guy. What an incredible job. What an incredible job he did taking old Mario soundtracks and scores and stings and turning them into a beautiful soundtrack for this movie. I'm sure I've seen stuff that he's done before, but
Yeah, he's done a lot of Marvel shit. And Fast and Furious shit.
sick.
And he did the last movie.
Well, that makes sense. All that to say, the good parts of the movie stop at the visuals and the sound. And I specifically say the sound because the voices don't get filtered into the good parts of the movie. And we'll talk about that in the next episode, along with things that are kind of crucial to films like story, plot, sense, reason. Anything else?
Not for me in this part.
Beautiful. You need some brain candy? Turn this shit on. What a time. What a time. I'm so upset that we didn't do the first movie for this show. I'm so upset.
I think chat had me convinced that we did, and I was like, okay, but I never remembered doing it. I thought we watched it just for, like, funsies.
I can't move him on the dog.
Okay, well, I'll reach. Sorry if stream's having issues. I still don't, we're not doing anything differently. And we have all the settings as the recommended settings that YouTube tells us. So if there are issues, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. If someone out there in YouTube land knows there's like a way or something, tell me. But as far as I know, I've even heard from like people like Markiplier that there's been weird stuff with live streams and YouTube lately, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I do know one of them needs to be the new Avatar, because, like, those we have done. We did not do the first one of those, but we did do Way of Water. So, I think I'm just gonna put Avatar Fire. You guys can figure that out. Also, you'll be getting a bonus episode to kind of make up for lost time, because we are watching the second season of The Last Airbender. And we will be talking many things about that. We still need to finish out Roald Dahl, because you have one more that you've not seen. And then we're both going to do, I think, the Witches movies. This one you wanted to watch, so we'll do that, as we've also been in Oz recently. Powerful Oz. And we're not in spooky season yet, so we'll do this one. Yeah? How do you feel about that, babe?
Uh, sure. Sure.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. If we're gonna do the last Airbender movie, I don't know if we'll do it for stream. If we do, it'll be a bonus episode, but like I actually want to watch and enjoy that. So we will be right back. Alright, what did y'all pick? Oh, don't tell me. Okay, no. Okay, I thought it was a tie. It's not a tie. We're watching Cruella. Get to watch Emma Stone. What are you doing?
Get to watch a movie about the worst dogs.
I love Dalmatians.
They're bastards, and you know it.
They can be mean.
They exclusively are mean.
I got bit in
Dalmatians
the
are...
head by a Dalmatian, and I still love them.
That's so cool for you, dude. Dalmatians are what people think pit bulls are.
We didn't save this. We should do that. Can I just put Mario Galaxy and you'll know what that means?
Yeah.
Because the Super Mario Galaxy movie is a lot of words to type.
Sure is. Just like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But at least that one we didn't say Hunger Games, a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is 17 million. It's like a small novel.
Facts. I don't know why we need that up. Is that your emotional supports page?
I need that for me.
Alright, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Let me help the computer not be as hot. There we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So this is the movie where I get to talk.
This is the movie where you get to talk?
The episode. This is the episode where I get to talk.
Hey, do you want to stop and start over?
No.
It's only been 11 seconds.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll live with this regret for the rest of my life.
Man. Tied your tongue to your shoelaces and tripped your fucking face off, didn't you?
This is CityWavesCinema. I'm America, that's James, and we are talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and yes, I had to read it twice.
My God. So proud of you. So proud.
I can at least read.
Hey, better than the kids.
Oh, God.
They're all illiterate. I don't know what to tell you.
So we said in the first episode, in case you are one of those weird people that watches only the second episodes, and there's a lot of you out there.
I don't know who you are, but you're freaks. You little freaks.
There's
little freaky guys.
Stop.
Sorry.
There's a lot of you out there that are only episode 2 listeners, so in case you didn't listen to episode 1, we did all the positive, happy thoughts about this movie in that episode.
There were at least 2.
And we did the plot summary in that episode because the plot summary only took James 20 minutes, and yes, I timed it.
Well, that's twice as long as I thought it was going to take.
Yeah.
That is more events happened in the movie than I remember.
You went into more in-depth in some situations than I would have. I think I could do it in 10.
Probably.
But this episode, we're going to talk about all the things wrong with this movie. I also did a disclaimer about my opinions in the last episode, and I will not be repeating that, so with a grain of salt. But James, I'll let you start. What is one of your issues with this movie?
Man. Boy, oh boy. I would like to start in a place maybe you wouldn't think I would.
Okay.
I don't know why the fuck they hired Benny Safdie to play Bowser Jr.
You have very strong feelings about this, and again, I'm not my fandom, so have no reference point, but like, I liked it.
When I first was introduced to Bowser Jr., it was his first appearance in a Mario game. It was called Super Mario Sunshine, which is a good enough video game you could just make an entire feature-length movie of that video game. Straight up. Bowser Jr. is a major antagonist in that game. I do not recall who did the English voice for him, but it was much more childlike. Overall, a much better performance, I feel, which is difficult because I am biased. I liked it very much when I was a kid. I thought it was extremely well performed. And I have not seen a lot of other content with Bowser Jr. in it, to be fair. So it's not like I have a lot of other comparative performances. However, the Benny Safdie performance, not to talk down on Benny Safdie, he's a talented individual. What was brought to the table for this vocal performance was Benny Safdie doing a character voice and not a voiceover performer playing Bowser Jr. The voice doesn't match the character model. The voice is that voice of a grown man, and Bowser Jr. is somewhere in the vicinity of child in this movie. It just sucked ass. And it was not good to listen to, and it wasn't fun or believable or engaging or entertaining.
I liked it.
Grated on my ears in the same way that fingernails on a chalkboard or up and down on corduroy does for America. Or like if you were to get two pieces of cardboard and just grind them together, see, it makes her have a conniption, and that's what happened every time Bowser Jr. spoke in this movie. That's
how I feel when Michael or Matthew McConaughey speaks.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Are we doing a I go, you go, I go,
Yeah.
you go? Okay, you're up.
Okay, my biggest issue, and I'm gonna start exactly where everyone thinks I'm gonna start. Not unlike James. My biggest issue with this movie is the fact that I fell asleep 3 times watching it, which for some people in chat are being snarky and saying that's not uncommon. But I fell asleep.
No, they're right.
3 times during this movie, and it didn't matter.
No.
Because I would go back, and I was very faithful. I watched through the whole movie. It just happened in chunks.
Yeah.
And so I would go back and try to find where I left off, and I had watched significantly more of the movie each time than I thought I had. But, like, nothing happened in that time. It was instantly forgettable, and I still could follow the plot the entire time because nothing happened. And I think the best comparison I have is it's very much like you watched someone play a Mario video game, and the plot is just the cutscenes. Because you could take out huge swaths of this movie and just watch the cutscenes, and you'd be able to follow the story. So, like, in a way, it was very successful in being a video game movie. But on the other hand, it was very bad at being an entertaining, engaging movie. I don't think they had a plot. They had a plot they could have followed, and they didn't do that. They changed the lore of Rosalina and Peach, and they didn't have to do that. Like, they made so many choices, and I feel like I'm saying this way too much frequently in, like, every episode, but they somehow made all of the wrong ones. And it's just frustrating, because it was a very nothing movie. There was not a lot happened at all. And
what's really hard too is, like, this is the follow-up to a very good and well-written Mario movie
that had, like, plot and
the first
stakes
movie is so much better
and depth. Like, characters
character
grew.
growth
Insanity.
Now listen, an interlude briefly about the first movie. We went into that movie because clearly we didn't do it for the show. We went into that movie not really expecting a lot, and we were gifted a really quite good video game adaptation of a Mario movie. And like I said, we weren't expecting much. I mean, what were they gonna fucking do? They were basically starting from scratch with the characters Mario and Luigi. And we were gifted, I think it was like a 2-hour movie too. It was
It
longer.
was good.
A really well written, thought out, and performed video game adaptation movie.
And it clicked all the right buttons. It hit you with just enough nostalgia with like a fully formed, fleshed out plot and expanding on like backstories of Mario and
It was
Luigi.
very balanced. It was very
So well
balanced.
done.
This movie, unbalanced, extremely unbalanced. Way more nostalgia and engagement bait, and almost nothing in the world of sensical plot. Now, obviously, there has to be plot for a movie to exist. But they did their damnedest to challenge that narrative. Um, this movie's plot line is a stark opposite to what the South Park writers talk about. As we've seen online, they did a class of some sort, or they were talking to their own writing team, and their whole thing is you cannot just have a string of things happen that are not connected and don't impact anything else. Everything that happens and every joke that happens has to connect to the next thing or influence the next thing or impact it in some way.
This happens, so why?
This happens, why, or this happens, and so this happens, and so this happens. That's the chain, that's the way writing is good. This movie forgot about that entirely. This movie is a series of events that occur, and none of them matter at all. Not even a little bit. A perfect example, we get Yoshi in the movie. For what purpose?
To make everyone go, Yoshi's in the movie.
That is the purpose of Yoshi being in this movie. Yoshi does not do or provide anything different than the Mario Brothers could have accomplished on their own, as proven by this being a sequel. Here is the problem. We have already established with a bunch of these characters what they are capable of. Watching Peach run the Mario Maker sequence, not impressive. You know why? Because she taught Mario how to do that in the first movie. She basically fucking trained him for a 15-minute segment of that movie.
Whole montage.
A whole montage on how to do this thing. So when she and Mario run it again in this movie, it means nothing. It's all engagement.
Yeah.
There's not a new challenge that they've had to overcome. There was not a new element, except maybe the thwomps. But like, does that super matter to the plot? Not at all. Not even a little bit. Yoshi's in the movie for the purposes of having Yoshi on screen.
Because Yoshi sells money.
At no point in time
Sells money, makes money.
does Yoshi do or provide anything that another character on screen could not do, which is a extraordinary disservice to that character in the Mario universe. I will harken back to Super Mario Sunshine, a video game that I have hundreds of hours of play in over my whole life. Yoshi in that game is a challenge to get, and once you have him, there's a lot of things that you can now do and go touch, and new challenges you have to overcome. For example, Yoshi can't get in water. And I didn't say it when we were watching the movie, but during this movie, when they encounter the dinosaur on that planet with the babies, Yoshi falls in the water and does not immediately die. I know the movie is not adhering one-to-one on video game rules and laws, etc., etc. At no point that I'm aware of, is the caveat. It might have happened and I just didn't know about it. Can Yoshi go in water? So when it happens in the movie, it takes me out of it. This isn't even like a plot thing. This is a what are we doing? This is a why? You even in that sequence, you didn't need Yoshi to fall in the water. He could have fallen, hit a tree on the way down, and landed on the beach.
It makes my lore heart happy to hear you harp about a series lore being misrepresented in a film.
And nitpick the shit out of something for that's so minor and so irrelevant.
It makes me so happy.
Like stepping aside from Mario for a minute, it so does not matter that Yoshi falls in the water. It's such a minor thing, especially when Yoshi, like, the purposes he serves you in the games is to get you to places that you couldn't otherwise get because Mario is limited in his abilities and his jumping and his height and shit like that. So Yoshi is there to boost you, to provide assistance. Yoshi doesn't provide fuck all besides a plushie opportunity. He's there to sell toys. They went to the George Lucas School of Movie Making, but forgot he also wrote a plot. I'm not saying it was a good one, but it was one. It was more than they had. And not only did he do more than they had, he did 6 of them.
True.
And they all tied to each other.
And like so many
They just get a little squirrely there at the end. So, we really enjoyed Toad in the first movie. Toad is like token side character, get out of my way in this movie.
I forget
so
he's there
depressing.
half the time.
A waste of Keegan-Michael Key. A waste. Not talk about waste. Yoshi, voiced by Donald Glover, a phenomenal writer, producer, performer. Childish Gambino, are you so for real right now? Now listen, I know he approached the producers and he was like, I really want to do it. And so they were like, okay. Now you get to do it. Sure, great.
Say one word 10 different times.
It was the same thing with Brie Larson. She loved the Mario movies or the Mario games and shit, and has for a really long time. And so they were like, do you want to be Rosalina? And she was like, I'll do anything you ask. I think it's super cool that some people got to be in the movie and make their dreams come true. That's super sick and awesome. One of the best parts of the first movie was the eclectic change to Bowser in having him voiced by Jack Black.
Yes.
A beautiful take on the character. And Jack Black didn't do fucking anything to change his voice at all. That was just him. He just rocked up and he was like, I'm doing my voice. And that was it. And he just did that. And it was the whole movie. And it was fine. It was good. In this movie, because he's Tiny Bowser for over half the runtime, it is a waste of Jack Black, which sucks. You don't want to have Jack Black in your movie and waste him. And in this movie, they had Jack Black in it, and they wasted him. He didn't even get to do a musical number like he did in the first movie.
Peaches, peaches, peaches.
I cannot stress to you enough how much better the first movie is, but this one's still fun because of my crippling TikTok addiction.
That's my next one whenever you get to wherever you're going.
I've just been on a roll. You take over because
okay.
I want to focus in on another stupid thing that I'm gonna do a tangent on when you're done with your next thing. So go.
Okay, stepping out of the lore realm for a minute, because my other big issue with this movie is something that we touched briefly on, but I didn't go into a lot of depth in because of the rules of the first episode.
Yeah.
So one of my big complaints about this movie is that it's very visually stimulating. It's very Zoomer-esque, short attention span, never have to think too long, something's always happening, onslaught of media. It very much gives jingle jangle, shaking keys and face vibes. Because it just, there's not, anytime there's a moment to be still or like have character growth, it's so quickly interrupted by massive things happening. There's never any time to let anything breathe or to have any deep thought processes because there's like no plot. So you're just the older people are there to sit there and go, look at that reference, look at that reference, look at that, look at that, look at that, I remember that, blah blah blah.
And the kids are there to melt.
And the kids are there to literally like watch their brains leak out their ears because of how much is going on. Like it's so James is right, it's very much brain candy, but it's almost a little bit more like brain cocaine. Like it's just go 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 go, and then you get to the end of it and like nothing happened.
I said it was worse than Cocomelon.
Like nothing. I will say Cocomelon at least has like a story that you can follow.
Yeah, it's for babies.
This has a story that you can also follow, but like a bunch of shit happens in between each of the plot lines that don't matter. So yeah, that's my other big thing is just how much it's very much jingle jangle, look at the keys. Like it's so much all the time for a movie where nothing fucking happens. That's all.
Okay, you ready for some real crazy nitpicky shit?
I am so enjoying you being nitpicky about lore.
I told you we were gonna have a good episode. I told you.
It's always me. It's always me. So to have shoe on other foot, great time. Amaze.
I'm gonna bring that up too.
A much better movie.
Oh yeah, but like, source material is a book. A very good book.
Yeah, and you want to know what they used the source material. Imagine that.
They like thought about the source material in this movie.
It was in the room somewhere.
No, it was like in the next conference room. They're like, you got to poke your head out and around to like get a good look at everything, memorize what you see, and then come back. Like it's like let me try and draw the game from memory. That's what this is like.
It's like trying to tell someone how to draw a dog.
This movie is like trying to remake Super Mario Galaxy from memory.
Yes.
That's what this is.
That's how
only you didn't play it, you watched your brother play it, and only in 30-minute bursts every week.
I absolutely, like, if you ask Dalton...
Which is how I took in the Super Mario Galaxy game, was watching my siblings play it for about a half hour at a time, about once a week.
I was like, this is very much...
This is what I wanted to talk about.
Wait, no, but it's very much like if you asked me or my brother, like before they did the remastered and we'd replayed them, if you asked us, me and my brother, to explain to you the plot of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories from memory...
You'd have been like, oh.
So I'd be like, okay, so there's cards, because like Sora doesn't have his Keyblade, and so there are cards.
So you have to build card decks to win. And I'd have been like, oh, thank God I never played that video game.
And Sora doesn't remember anything from the first game. And like, yeah, absolutely. That is the best description I've got.
Okay. In the very beginning of the movie, something happens that a average moviegoer might pick up on subliminally and be like, oh, boo. A avid movie watcher will have it. I talked about this earlier. Will have it occur and they'll go, fucking really? And it's Netflix's fault. Now, bearing in mind, this movie had a theatrical release. It made $1 billion. So, I harp on this every time we have a movie that's written poorly. And I'm going to do it again because, whoa daddy, is this movie written poorly. Netflix mandated all of its production must include enough instances of characters talking about what is happening on screen so that people who are looking at their phone while the movie plays knows what's going on. This is called second screen viewing. It is a cancer in film. Okay? And I will die on that hill. It is a cancer to film. In the beginning of the movie, Mario and Luigi ride motorcycles to the desert town where they're going to discover Yoshi. And it's a cool fucking sequence. It's fun. There's references to Mario Kart, references to potentially 2 different desert Mario Kart levels. Cool as shit. Very fun. Very visually stimulating without being overly blown up. They get to where they're going, do the dramatic reveal that it's them. And in each character's first line to each other, they say each other's names. And it doesn't quite click in your brain when Mario says Luigi's name, but when Charlie Day as Luigi says, Mario, do you think they think we're cool motorcycle guys now? To paraphrase, but he starts it by saying Mario. The the key turns in your brain and you go, oh, I am full of violence about what just occurred. This is a sequel. These are the main characters. Even though the audience is half children, you do not need your first spoken lines from your main characters to be naming the other motherfucker. Luigi does not need to say Mario like he's trying to catch his brother's attention across a crowded room. They are the only 2 characters speaking at this time. They are looking at each other.
They're the only ones around.
I don't know if you've ever sat down with someone, looked them in the eyes, and said their name. You have fundamentally altered the way that conversation goes. Especially if what you're saying is such a nothing comment. If I sit down and I look America in the face and I say, America, she's going to go, anxiety bomb. Instantly. Because that's who she is as a person. No people, regular, normal people, look at their brother and say their brother's name to start their conversation.
I told James earlier when he brought this up, it feels very much like a sitcom moment where there's a big guest star and they like walk through the door and then they wait for like the crowd to shut up so they can say their line. Like when it's performed in front of a live studio audience, it gives that vibes. It gives the vibes like they expected them to say their names and the theater to start clapping and cheering.
Which is so funny because these are the guys. You know where you're going to get that in this game? When Bowser Jr. shows up, and then when Bowser Jr. gets named, when Yoshi shows up, because you know what Yoshi, the only thing he can say, like a goddamn Pokemon, is his name. When Fox McCloud shows up.
That's a good one, even though I had to Google it.
They don't, and like, it's, all of those characters have their intro baked into it in a totally normal conversational way. Like when Fox McCloud shows up, Peach and Toad approach him and they go, excuse me, can you take us to the Space Junk Galaxy? And he goes, I think it's something along the lines of like, don't you know who you're talking to? It's me, Fox McCloud. And that so fits his character and what he is about. If you want to name drop Mario, you know what you do? You have Peach say it while she's running from something. Although in this franchise, Peach is a bad bitch, so like it's a little different.
Or when the star children
The Lumas.
Yeah, when they're asking about the plumbers, having them talk about Mario, they name drop Donkey Kong, but
Yes.
they could name drop Mario and Luigi, and you could lead into it that
Rosalina could
way.
have said Mario and Luigi and started narration that spins us into the desert,
Yes,
and that would have been 12 times better than this garbage. I cannot express to you enough the dialogue in this movie is mostly nothing. Like it's neither bad nor good. But when it is bad, it is some of the worst written trash. And you can't even sit here and be like, "Oh, but it's not the fault of the writers because it's blah 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 blah." It is exclusively and strictly the fault of the writers. Yes.
I did research.
Oh,
While
are you going to say something that I said was wrong?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to emphasize a point. I did research about something that I had mentioned earlier today when we were talking about this.
Mhm.
Was this movie affected by the writer's strike back in 2023, I think?
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
Especially early in the pre-production and script writing process.
Fucking of course.
So, not saying this excuses anything or giving any ounce of anything, because you had many times in between now and then to fix it. But what I am saying is that it is a fact that during the writer's strike, there were it did delay pre-production and script writing, and that could be a reason for some of the things being the way that they are.
You know what's so funny? Is this movie and the first one were written by the same guy. He blew all of his good story writing mojo on the first movie.
Just saying, maybe what he had written is just what they ran with because there was a writer's strike, so he wasn't writing.
What year was the writer's strike?
2023.
Okay, yeah, and the Super Mario Brothers movie came out in 2023, so he would have been writing the sequel at the time. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if
maybe he had fucking Cliff Notes down, and that was all he had.
And they were like,
all right, let's make the movie about it.
Yeah, we're not waiting. Money. Time is money. And
we'll cut you a check when it's done.
Either you're right and he did a really shitty job with the second movie after doing such a good job with the first, or this could be some corporate timeline bullshit of just being like, good enough. Put it in the pipeline. The animators aren't on strike, right? We can fill with like references and shit. Okay, good. Sell it. That's what I could imagine happening. But there you go. That was my little spiel. That was my little spiel about that. Is that it was affected by the writer's strike in some form or fashion. Take that knowledge with what you will, but it is a fact that it was during the same period.
Knowing that he wrote the first movie, like, I don't want to, like, just trash him as being bad at his job. And especially knowing that the writer's strike had some effect on the way that the movie was produced. Because, first of all, writers should be paid more.
Absolutely.
With no question on the stance.
Especially with all this AI shit going on.
Writers should be paid more. Especially for originality.
100%. We were very careful during the strike.
I'm very hopeful then that the next movie, because obviously they're going to do one, I'm very hopeful that he comes back to do the third one and he writes a fucking banger, because there's no reason he couldn't. He wrote the first one and the first one's a banger.
And that would prove that it was the strike that had something
in which case I won't reverse my opinion on the movie, but the grain of salt will be, yeah, but they made it when the writers were on strike, and so it was fucking terrible. You can't dress up a turd like a birthday cake and convince me it's good, but you can make it look real fucking pretty, and that's what happened to this movie. It's just so pretty to look at. But let's briefly relate it to another spacefaring movie. that is in the same time frame of production.
Oh,
We very recently, outside of this show, although I wanted to do it for the show, watched Project Hail Mary, which is a incredible film.
it's so good. I don't like how good it is.
It upset her when we watched it because she didn't think it was gonna be good. And then we watched it and she was like, it was okay. It was all right. And then as it steeped inside her mind, slowly, ever so slowly, it infected her with vocal stims, and
I love him so much.
she loves all the same things that everybody else loves about the movie.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not ever gonna say that like I'd go out of my way to watch it again. But
I'd go out of my way to watch it a dozen more times.
again, that's not really my thing anyway, so it has to be like a really excellent film for me to like willingly watch it over and over again, or absolute garbage like Amazon Cinderella. But it was good. It was cute. It had a lot of it reminded me of what good movies could be, because I
Yes.
feel like recently we've just watched a lot. This is like the season of mid-ass movies. Like we've just watched so many movies that are just like, yeah, it was a movie, except this one, which barely qualifies, but it's just
This really is just a series of video game cutscenes cobbled together.
thank you. So it's very much like it was just such a relief to watch a movie that felt like a good movie and had good plot and good depth, and I could follow it, and it was just so nice to watch. There were stakes, there was growth. It was a good time. And it had a happy ending.
Bittersweet ending, but yes. In a movie that has far more source material to work with, both of these space movies are beautiful,
So pretty.
gorgeous. And you can't like one to one compare them because one's animated, but CGI, it's animation. Just different. Both of these movies had the opportunity to be phenomenal. One of them succeeded on all counts. And it wasn't the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The Super Mario Galaxy movie put in a ton of work visually. The visual storytelling is great. The animation is phenomenal.
The different art styles
Yes,
represented.
transiting from the cool, fun 3D spaces to the 2D side scroller shit and bouncing back and forth
And
between
then
them.
the anime short scene, like it was.
Running and doing OG Star Fox graphics for stuff. It's you can tell that the people making it visually put love and effort into it, just like they did in Project Hail Mary. I do wonder now, knowing what we know, if the man who wrote it was not afforded the time or space to put love and effort into it. Because all the things that are disguised as plot in this movie are tropes and unoriginal themes. Found family, reconnection, struggling to think of other plot points, due
Uh,
to just a stunning lack of them in
parent
general.
child relationships.
Here's an example of something that was cool in the writing. Bowser was efforting to rehabilitate himself to an extent, fighting his demons, as he says, trying to be good, A, to get out, but B, to just not be the way he was before.
He's grown to somewhat care for
And
Mario and
and
Luigi.
that was something that could have been so very cool. And then they were like, ah ha ha, just kidding. His son showed up, and his son is like straight up just genuinely evil. Bowser is comically evil in a haha funny way, at least in the first movie. Bowser Jr. is like a straight up sociopath. Like, I'm gonna kidnap a person and turn them into a battery, kill them, and then kill the universe.
You know somewhere else that we saw that very similar plot line?
Where?
Has Been Hotel. So like, sorry.
Son of a bitch, you're right.
If you give the
I'm gonna trick the devil into the tube, and he's gonna be a battery.
yeah, and we're gonna use his power to like blow something up. So the fact that that plot also exists is just very much the comparison that you're looking for.
The hard thing for me was like, I wanted to like a rehabbed Bowser. However, you just kind of can't, because he's Mario's foil. And if you want to make a bunch of more movies, you can't melt the foil down and turn it into a fork.
But
Isn't
there other bad guys in Mario?
Sure, there's other
like
bad guys,
Waluigi
but
and Luigi.
Waluigi and Wario are anti-heroes. They're not really villains. Like yeah, they are, and they could be written to be as such. But like,
I don't know.
I fear there are not enough genuine, like, leveled up bad guys in the Mario canon to replace Bowser. And you had a good run at one in giving us Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but Donkey Kong's been like a good
Donkey
guy.
Kong becomes a good guy in that movie, which is fine, because in the Mario canon, Donkey Kong is like on his own, doing his own shit after the first fucking Mario games. So like, you sort of follow that plotline there. I can't think of a Mario game where you and Bowser are on a team outside of Super Mario or Super Smash Brothers Melee, where you can have teams and Mario and Bowser can be on the same team. That's not really a story game, so
I think there's something to be said too as we're thinking about it, because Sonic has this issue too of like, there's only so many times you're gonna defeat Eggman, like.
But they're doing a good thing where they're making Metal Sonic without forcing Eggman out of the picture.
Yeah, Robotnik's still there.
He's around, but like, we've done our dance with him to an extent, and so now we need another guy.
I'm saying they did a good job.
Yes.
This will have to follow suit in some way, but what you're gonna run into though is like, yeah, a thing in video games that you can have happen that like doesn't really matter. Kingdom Hearts, most of the video games, you can keep fighting the same villain over and over and over again, and like, people don't really care. But if you do that in a movie where you're trying to tell like a thorough storyline across multiple films, it's harder. The other thing that's going to run into this too is if it continues, I don't think it will. I think we're going to get 3. But if Five Nights at Freddy's continues in the games and all that lore, we're willing to accept that William Afton comes back 1,000 fucking times.
Yeah.
For like the tiniest shreds of reason. But in a movie sense and like or even a book sense, like a story sense, it's really harder for people to buy into that because it's just not the world for it. Video games, yeah, people get reincarnated and like respawn all the time. Movies, not so much. So it's very, very difficult to sell that to an audience, especially an audience that is not a fan of that series or a fan of video games in general. You're just going to get people going, "Oh, this is annoying. Why is he still around? Like, why is he still alive?" So, something to be aware of as we travel forward in any video game adaptation movie that's on multiple parts now, which I think only those two have done it successfully. So, you know. Anything else? Any final thoughts or parts you want to make before we wrap up? I think I've said all my parts.
Address my notes briefly.
I didn't even take notes. Oh, I have one more I want to make. Well, you formulate that last thought.
Go.
This feels very much like they tried to invoke the Wreck-It Ralph storyline, except I think Ralph Breaks the Internet did it a little bit better, because they're, and I'm only comparing them because they are both movies that reference a lot of other video games. Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, had a really great storyline, and the references did not feel as shoehorned in for capitalism's sake. Same with the first Mario movie. The references flowed organically. They were nice. They were you laughed, you got the wink and the nod, and it was good. In Ralph Breaks the Internet, because we decided that we're going to touch every property that Disney owns so Disney can market the shit out of it, you get a lot of references that don't necessarily matter to the plot, but they're there. They can matter to the plot, but if you took them out, not much would change. And it feels very much like that's what this movie was trying to invoke. However, Ralph Breaks the Internet had another very good story to follow along through it, whereas this one did all the reference portions and then forgot to put the really good story to make you give a shit. So, that's my last overarching comparison and thought to this movie. It was alright. I didn't hate it, but I didn't feel like it was nearly as good or even good in general on its own as the first one or by itself. So,
at the end of the day, I am left deeply disappointed in a movie that is a follow-up to such a strong movie in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Especially when the basis of your movie is a video game that does have a coherent plot, albeit chaotic, but it's coherent. This movie makes a non-stop parade of mistakes. And no amount of incredible visuals and delightful score and fun nostalgia bait cameos can ultimately balance the scales when you watch it and go, nothing happened. Like, a very important point that we've harped on in the past for some movies is there are no stakes. And this is not just this movie issue. Lots of movies they're not written in such a way that there are stakes for the main characters. And you don't always have to make you don't have to fall into tropes for stakes, because you have to merely consider what the main characters care about. And you go from there. And the movie starts well enough with that. You have Mario worried about what Peach is going to think about things. You have Peach sad on her birthday about She doesn't know where she came from. She doesn't know who her family is. And she's sad about that. Like, you have the building blocks. But much like my toddler, when someone starts building a castle for this movie, or for many movies in recent history, someone, studios, come through and look at the building blocks and go, I'll have that, and smash it until you're left with building blocks on the floor, not making anything. It's just blocks on the floor. And you look at them and you go, but these were the foundation. And they go, what if we covered it in whipped cream and sprinkles? And now you have building blocks and whipped cream and sprinkles. And it's a mess. And toddler parents will listen to this and go, oh, fuck, imagine if we covered the building blocks in whipped cream and sprinkles. It'd be a nightmare. Everything would be ruined. The carpets, the drapes, the child, they never go to sleep. The teeth would be rotted forever, for sure. Hollywood doesn't need building blocks covered in whipped cream and sprinkles. Hollywood needs Project Hail Mary.
Illumination would like to fight you.
That's
their whole thing.
I'll refrain from my usual commentary about studios and their fuck-ass producers for the sake of your anxiety. But we're in, and I've said it before, a time in film that is deeply contentious and will shape how media is for the next probably 10 to 30 years. Because if we let people get away with billion-dollar movies that don't do anything, billion-dollar movies that don't answer questions, billion-dollar movies that don't even fucking ask questions, we will be left with the best media we can find being 200-part vertical film series on your phone on TikTok performed by Kmart actors and written by ChatGPT because no one can think anymore and they have to put prompts into machines to spit garbage shit fuck off plots out so they can make money on the internet.
Sorry. I'm part of the problem.
They are the next level of Amazon Cinderella, of Netflix's garbage second screen viewing. We are, and it sounds so foolish to say it out loud, but we are in a fight to have good movies written by people who care about them and are not influenced by people who have dollar signs for eyes and souls made of carbon.
And I will say, all of this, because I think recently we've had a lot of these episodes that promote this very negative image. And I want to clarify that when we don't do the episodes that the audience votes for example, James and I do watch movies for fun, not for this show.
Super Mario Brothers, Project Hail Mary,
Iron Lung, The Backrooms.
The Backrooms.
Those movies are the movies that are worth paying attention to. These creators that are fighting the good fight. Markiplier, God,
the guy who did The Backrooms.
Yep. I talk about him all the time and my brain literally just shit itself.
He's like a child.
He is. He's a baby. But these creators...
Kane Parsons.
Kane Parsons. These are the people that we need to be giving our money to. Not the corporate slop.
Not
brain rot candy, but the people who are telling good stories, Project Hail Mary, Iron Lung, The Backrooms, these people that are putting out incredibly visually appealing movies to watch.
Project Hail Mary is also cheating because that was a book, and that book is fucking great.
Iron Lung was a video game, and The Backrooms has a whole freaking internet.
The Backrooms at least genned itself out of a fucking
image.
One image, and then a bunch of people were like, I'll write a story about this.
So, like, there is a space in Hollywood right now where good things are happening. I just want to make it very clear that James and I do not have a negative image of, like, Hollywood and the things that are happening as
Hollywood
a whole.
Isn't falling apart entirely, just a little bit.
We just need to make sure that as a viewership, as an audience member, as a lover of films, because if you're here listening to people talk about films, I'm assuming you like them. We need to make sure that when we are giving our dollar signs, we're giving it to the people who are warranted and deserve it, because guess what? If you don't, wait till it comes out on the streaming service. Because you're already paying them, and then the movie's free. And then they don't get to count the box office numbers. Your money talks. So.
We don't have a Netflix subscription on purpose.
Wah, wah. But.
That's it. This is...
Yeah, that's it.
Listen, once again, so much love to the animation team and the score. God, throw Benny Safdie overboard and get another fucking voice actor for Bowser Jr. if you're gonna do him some more. Please. Please. For me, do it for me. Little old me on the internet here.
I can't complain because I get that way about people's voices, but, like, I mean, it doesn't affect the movie.
No, it doesn't. It's just a personal issue.
No more jingle jangle.
No more jingle jangle.
I didn't say what we were doing next time. It'll be a surprise. Huzzah. Alright.
We thought the Backrooms was the shit.
I really enjoyed the Backrooms. Sorry. I have some complaints about it, but on a whole, enjoyed the Backrooms. That's another one where it's like I'm a little bit too in the lore for some things that I get nitpicky on. But as a whole, it did really well. It just didn't, for me. The Backrooms could have been another YouTube video that Kane did. And I think if I were to get a Backrooms movie, I would want it to be more than just another YouTube video that Kane did. And that's no hate to Kane. I think he's amazing. I think what he's done with the IP is great. I think that he is a wonderful creator and great storyteller.
He directed and spearheaded a movie at A24 at like 21 years old. He is going to make 21-year-old first-time director mistakes, and that is okay.
Yeah.
Because he's 21. He's no veteran of the industry. This isn't fucking, I don't know, a veteran of the industry.
He's also not the only keeper of the Backrooms lore, because like we said, it started from picture, and many people have made games and written about it since then. He is the keeper of the lore as far as the YouTube series goes. So there's just very much like, James is right. He's gonna make mistakes. It was his first go at it. And it still felt like his work. I will say that. Like, it still felt like his work. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't fuck with the lore at all. I just wanted more.
Yeah.
That's it.
The lady who played the therapist...
James hates her.
But I don't hate her. Her performance was one of the worst things I've ever seen put to film. She's a fine actress. I think she just came off of a fucking Best Actress nomination for another thing that she did.
Yes,
so,
she did.
like, clearly she can do it, but that's one of those things where it's like, were you given the correct instruction on what to do as an actor by your director? Hard to say. You're a very, very talented actress, and your director is 21 and hasn't done this before. So, like, You know, is it gonna be everything it could be? Almost assuredly no. But is it fucking great for a guy doing it for the first time? Yeah.
Um,
Listen, if I directed a movie like that at 21, it would have been worse.
and we've talked way too much about Iron Lung and Markiplier and all that he's done, multiple times. So
Have you seen Iron Lung yet?
yeah, you were supposed to see it. Did you see it?
Did you see Iron Lung yet?
It's on YouTube.
If you don't see Iron Lung yet, I'm gonna cause a conniption.
So
I'm gonna crash out.
I would absolutely say watch the Backrooms. If you're not, and what I think the Backrooms does well. Here's what the Backrooms does really well. If you're not super in depth in the lore, you can watch it and understand what's happening. If you're super in depth in the lore,
You can watch it and understand what's happening.
you can watch it and understand what's happening, and then get a little cranky. But like not, but you, but like not too much. Like you get a little bit. Like you could be like, but like overall, it's like, yeah, no, it did exactly what it needed to. Iron Lung takes a tiny little video game and expands it into massive amounts of lore. Like, so the two video game movies, kind of, in a way, that have been expounded upon, and do it much better than this one. So yeah. Like I said in the episode before we stopped recording, and now to YouTube, support the people that are doing the shit. Obsession, I've heard, if you're in the
Everyone
headspace
who's
for it,
watched it has said it's fucking phenomenal.
if
I am not a horror movie person.
and I've heard it's like you have to be in the right brain space for it.
Yeah.
Which
I've seen the clips. Indy Navarrete, if that's how you pronounce her name, is out of her fucking mind with talent.
I've heard
I've seen the clips. She's fucking crazy.
yeah, I've heard it's so good, but it's also, if you have trauma or you have like lived experiences, it's like maybe wait until you're in a good place, and so I have not watched it yet.
I wouldn't. I've seen enough of it to be like, yeah, I don't think you should do that.
So I've heard it, but that's another creator. Like all these just people that are coming and making a case that MatPat tried to make for a really long time, that you should not discount YouTube creators when it comes to the space of media. Because they have...
The titans of YouTube have been feeding their audience on a regular basis for years, and the titans of Hollywood have been feeding business models once in a while for years. So it's like, you want to get some shit that'll get an audience going, talk to the people who do audience every week.
Every day. If they don't post, their viewership drops. They have to constantly be catering to their fan base. And I will say this too, because people constantly discount it. But we've seen it come out in really negative ways and really positive ways. Do not underestimate these people with millions of fucking followers. Because if they get their followers on your shit, good or bad, whatever way they're leaning, they're crazy. And they are insane people, and they do not have self-control. Like, as one of them, so full disclosure, these creators can snap their fingers and their millions of followers will jump for them. It's how Iron Lung was so successful. And Mark is one of the genuine, like one of such a good person. He's phenomenal. So we Hollywood and elders in general that are running this shit right now need to stop shutting the door on them, because you're just shutting the door on yourself. And anyone who's been following the entire Iron Lung saga of Mark fighting with production companies and old Hollywood to get
distributors
and to get this shit done knows that. Don't fuck around. Because they'll snap their fingers and their entire fan base, millions and millions of people worldwide, will turn on you. With not even a question. So, that's our rant, that's our tangent, that's Super Mario Bros. Galaxy. We're going to be watching Cruella next time, as was voted on by all of you. It's very hot in this room. Focus.
Some Disney slot. Hell yeah.
We're gonna be watching Cruella, which I've been avoiding.
Why?
I didn't care enough. It's gonna be another one where I'm like, I don't know.
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be shitty Devil Wears Prada.
I need to watch that one too, but that's
no, not Devil Wears Prada 2.
I
It's
know.
gonna be shitty Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying I need to watch that one, but that's not gonna be a stream one, because like, meh.
Yeah.
I don't think you care enough. So yeah. Until next time, sorry it took so long. It will not take so long next time. We're about to finish Avatar, so until next time we will.
One episode left of Avatar.
Well, you have one.
Well, yeah,
I have
three.
I have 2.5.
Tee hee.
Until then, bye bye.